Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on today's video. And guys, we're back again. I know you guys didn't expect to see me so soon, but I told y'all we are back and we are back in action. If you saw by that title, today I'm going to be giving you guys some summer book recommendations. I asked on my YouTube community page, I did a poll and I asked what video you guys wanted to see, and this one. So, you know, I think it's perfect. Also, we're in the summertime. I, for one, am usually not a summer person, but y'all, this summer, I don't know what it is, but I have been enjoying this summer. Like, I always enjoy the summer. I'm just not, I love the summer activities. I just hate the heat. I hate the bugs. I'm just not a fan. Fall will forever be my, top season. But y'all, this summer, I don't know what's in the air, but I have been thoroughly enjoying this summer. And I mean, I'm ready for fall, but I'm also I've been enjoying, the summer activities, the traveling, the beach, the pool, I got some color to my skin. I feel like I don't look as pale as I normally do in the winter time. So, so far, 10s across the board for summer, besides the heat, because y'all, in the South, it's just humid and you just feel sticky, and I'm not a fan of it. But I'm gonna stop yapping and we're gonna get into these. I picked 10 books that I think are perfect for summertime. You can read them on the beach, you can read them at the pool, you can read them in the house. And some of these I definitely read in the house on the couch. But yeah, these are some of my top summer books, and I'll give you guys a little blurb of what I remember the book is about, because even though I love these books, don't ask me every detail because I probably do not remember. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into these book recommendations. Okay, like I said, there's 10 books, so we're just gonna go in order. My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. I chose this one because I was like, if you want just a quick, literally a one sitting read, but also if you like romance but you also want a little mystery in your summer books, if you don't just want all the sweet fluffy romance, I think this is a perfect option. I believe she's a teacher. Yeah, she's a teacher, and her and her brother, they decide to take a little vacation. The house that they actually ended up renting to be there turns out to be a crime scene, and so they have to relocate. A person who owns the house decided to hire a bounty hunter. The bounty hunter comes to town, and the teacher, being she loves the true crime podcast that she liked, so she decides to she wants to be a detective of her own, and the bounty hunter is just get out of my way. And so yeah, it's just, it's giving the summer vibes. She's still trying to do summer activities, but you also have that crime element and the bounty hunter trying to figure out who did what, but also she wanted to be a part of it. She's like, I can handle this investigation. Let me be, me being a civilian, let me help you with this investigation. It's only 283 pages, so I highly recommend. So that's the first recommendation. Like I said, I absolutely ate that book up. I read it, was it 2023? Yeah, I read it in 2023. So Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. I read this one last year also, and I'm actually planning on finally continuing the series this month and next month. There's 2 more books, but guys, I literally devoured this. This was my first Elle Kennedy book I actually read. So I read this one before I even read the Off Campus series. The main female character, Mackenzie, they call her Mac. She is a college student, but she comes from it's the school she goes to, everyone is rich. It's one of those prestigious universities, but she has actually built a brand of her own. She is literally a businesswoman. Family, well, she was in a relationship, but then the relationship she was in just was not, it was definitely one of those he'll be good for you because he's in the same community as you, and but anyway, she is on the verge of trying to expand her business. She's trying to find a location to buy property and essentially expand what she's working on. The town that she goes to, she ends up meeting these two brothers, and Cooper is the one that is like he's the very like, not morally gray, but he's just the very like brute kinda of the brothers. Yeah, it's just he's already not a fan. He's not a fan of trust fund kids. He thinks everything is handed to them and, you know, all of that. And so he just already has his reservations about her. But over time, you know, we get to find out who she really is and what she is all about. And I know I probably just did such a horrible job at explaining that, but that's like the most I can give you without spoiling it. Like I said, I highly recommend this if you want like small town vibes, if you want like the mixed perception, I don't know what you would call it, but yeah, something like that. I highly recommend this. It's also more like a found family kind of thing. The other two books cover other characters in the little found family. So yes, like I said, I highly recommend it. I devoured it. I did not expect to love it that much, and I cannot wait to, I think the next one is Bad Girl Reputation, and then the third one is Good Girl Summer. Hoping to get to Bad Girl Reputation this month. This is a very popular book, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people have already read this, but if you have not, I got you. Bloody Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. And I know this is probably my third time saying this, but y'all, I literally read this in one sitting. I literally started this at like 10 p.m. one night and did not finish until 4 a.m. And I indeed did not go to church that morning because I was up all night reading this. It wasn't even that it was just like super duper intriguing. Like, and I don't mean that in the bad way. Like, it wasn't like plot gripping, but it was just something about it that just allowed me to like literally just disappear from the world and just fully immerse myself into this book. And this was the first book I read by Christina Lauren, and after that every book I've read by them has had the same effect, where it's not like this super plot intriguing, it's not like, you know, it's gripping you from the first line. It's just like you fall so easily into the world, and it's just so easy to just like, you know, get lost in it, and next thing you know, you finish in the book. About two people, basically, well, a twin and a brother. So they are the maid of honor and best man of their respective like siblings. So the maid of honor, it's her twins. The twin is the wedding, and then the groom, her twin is the bride, and then the best man, his brother, is the groom. Why do I keep saying broom? The groom and the bride actually end up getting sick. Well, the entire wedding party gets sick from the reception because the food wasn't, something was wrong with the food. Maid of honor and the best man are the only two that did not eat the food, and so they end up being able to go on the honeymoon. Bride is just like, we don't want to lose this, you know, we got this honeymoon. They actually won the honeymoon, and so they're like, we don't want to waste it, you guys go, it's fine. But these two do not like each other. They don't like each other at all. Like, they despise each other. So now they're both like, well, I'm not about to pass up a trip, you know. I think they go to, where do they go? Maui. Yeah, they go to Maui, and both of them are like, I'm not passing a trip to Maui, a free trip at that, everything paid for, all inclusive. Like, I don't care how much I despise you, I'm going to Maui. So they end up going, and of course it's, you know, all the animosity is there, and they never truly, I mean, we do find out why they don't like each other, or I guess it's really like I wouldn't say miscommunication, but in a sense it's almost like a misunderstood situation. They actually end up, I think if I remember correctly, they have to end up fake dating. Yes, they end up fake dating because her boss is there, and his ex-girlfriend is there. It's like a whole thing. That's not spoilers, guys. That's literally on the back of the book that they end up having to a fake date. So yeah, it's like, it's literally just, you just fall into the book and you just want to know what happens next. Like I said, it's not a super like mind-gripping plot, it's just for the vibes. Yeah, highly recommend this one. Highly recommend all of these, obviously, because this is a book recommendation video. But if you are looking to just, you know, if you want a vibes book, I definitely recommend Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walter. I think it's Walter. I think that's how you say it. But y'all, I picked this book up on a whim and I do not regret it, not one bit. I still think about this book. I gave this book 5 stars. If you want summer, like, I wouldn't even say summer camp, but like summer vacation, big family, games, like all of that, I recommend this. So Meredith and Claire, they're sisters. And Claire, there was an accident and unfortunately Claire is no longer with them. In about, I think 2 years, almost 2 years, well, 18 months has passed by. And usually her family, their family owns like this big plot of land by the ocean, and her grandparents stay there. But every summer, all of the family, all the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, everybody goes to this little land. I don't know what you would call it, like a vacation home. It's just like, you know, a big vacation home for all the family. And every summer they all go there and they just get to, you know, spend time together as a family over the summer. They finally go back because one of the cousins is actually having her wedding there for the summer, and so this is her first summer back. She gets to reconnect with all her cousins, all her family. And every summer they have this game. What's the game called? Assassin. Yeah, so it's this family game called Assassin, and essentially what it is the grandparents, like the 2 grandparents, they give everyone a person to basically get the task to assassinate, and essentially you just have to spray them with a water gun. If I remember correctly, I think it's a water gun. But yeah, so once you like assassinate that person has to give you their person. But the thing is, like, people don't know, you don't obviously know who you have, and you don't know who the person that you like assassinate, you don't know the person that they have. And so some people, you know, they create teams, but it's like, it kind of gets bad if like a person in your team, you end up assassinating someone and then their person was like a person in your team, so they got assassinated to a person in your team. It's like a whole thing, and it's like this huge game. And so being that it's a wedding, obviously there's like a extra set of people that's not normally a part of the family. And one of the guys she actually ends up teaming up with, and no one expects it. Like I said, he's like, I wouldn't say he's a stranger, he's the brother of the groom, or the cousin of the groom. And so yeah, he's never played this game, he's new to the family. So yeah, they end up connecting a bond and they work together. But we find out some things about him and his past with her sister. I'm gonna leave it at that. So you know, you gotta read it. But the next book I read, I actually read this did I read this in May? I think I read it in May. I think I read it at the end of May, but this is another book I read in one sitting. Kid you not, I read it in like 3 hours. But it is The Summer I Turned Pretty. And people are probably like, Jasmine, everybody has read that. Y'all, I had not read it yet. And I know there's the Amazon Prime show and I really want to watch it, but I was like, I need to read the series first. So I finally started it. I'm starting the second one this month. But guys, it gives everything summer. If you have not heard of this book, it's giving, you know, the family has a vacation home. Not even, well, close friends live down there, and then they go down there and vacation every summer with them. And there's 2 brothers, and Belly, that's her name, Belly, she goes down there, and this is like the summer that she's feeling like an adult, like not an adult, but she's feeling more grown up. She's like I think she's 16 at this point. And so she's just, you know, she's tapping into her feminine as you get older, you know, all of that. And so she has a crush on one of the boys, and they've been literally, like, they have all grown up together. They have been in diapers together. And so, you know, she doesn't know how to act on that. And it's literally just like, a coming, I would say maybe like a coming of age. It's like a coming of age YA book, and it's giving the summer vibes. It's giving, you know, I want to make him jealous vibes and all of that. Like, that's just more, that's literally what I can say about it. Absolutely loved it. Like I said, I read this in one sitting. It's not a life-changing book, but it's giving the summer vibes. It's giving exactly what you would want during the summer, or at least something I would want during the summer, like the lake vibes and all of that. So recommend it if you want. And like I said, there also is an Amazon Prime series. I was like, oh, maybe I can start the first season, but you know how sometimes those shows, like, they'll mix things up. So I'm like, let me just read the entire series before I go into the show. Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is my first Emily Henry book, and guys, this did not disappoint. I did intentionally read this on the beach, so the vibes were just immaculate, guys. January and Gus, I absolutely love these two. They're two authors. January is actually visiting, or she's visiting this town. Her dad has passed away, and she is there to essentially pack up and get the house that he owned that they didn't know about, get it ready for sale. And Gus lives next door. They actually went to college together. They're both authors. They're both pretty known authors in their respective like genres, and they are both kind of like, I'm not gonna say in a writing, well, yeah, I guess you can say a writing slump, but they task each other to write the other person's genre, and whoever book like sales, they like basically get, you know, they make a bet. January dealing with grief right now with her father, and trying to, you know, her and her mom is not in the best place, and then Gus is just going through life at this point. He was previously in a relationship that he is healing from, and yeah, Gus is also grown up in this city, so like this town, so everyone knows him. And January also has these preconceived notions from when they were in college together. So yeah, I love it. You know, it's giving chill summer day, let's read on the beach, and it's Beach Read. Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. Guys, this is my favorite book by Carly Fortune. I have read all her other releases, and this is still by far, hands down, my favorite. I don't know what I was going in this book expecting, but y'all, it literally, to this day, it is still one of those books that I always think about. You have, what are their names? Sam and Percy. Yes, so Sam's family, another thing, they buy a lake house. They every summer they go there, and Percy and his brother, they actually live there year round, and the town is called Barry's Bay. Yeah. Oh wait, Sam is the boy. They call it Percy, but Percy is the girl. So Percy's family buys his lake house, and Sam has always lived there year round with his family, and so they're young when they meet. They're like, I think they're literally like probably like 6 or 7. Like, they are like young when they first meet. They become inseparable. Every summer they do everything together, and then obviously as they get older, they, you know, start tapping into their hormones. That's what we're gonna call it. As teenagers, they start tapping into their hormones and stuff. They actually end up dating, and then I don't know how to put this, but essentially she gets ghosted. Years go by, and now she is coming back because Sam's mother has passed, and she has not been back since, you know, all this time has passed. So you get to unpack all of that, and you just get to enjoy the summer vibes, the small town vibes. I don't know, I love like the small town summer vibes. Like, my goal in life is to make sure that when I'm married, I buy a lake home or like a summer vacation home, and we take our kids there every summer. Like, hands down, if I don't do that, I have failed in life. I mean, not really failed in life, but you know, that is literally a life goal for me, is to own a vacation home and give my kids this summer, you know, love, summer, you know, escape. Like, it just sounds amazing. I read in so many books, I just got to give it to them. The next book I read was 7 Summers by Paige Toon. I actually recently just read this. Guys, Paige Toon, I know her last book, Only Love Can Hurt Like This, there was mixed reviews. I, for one, absolutely loved it. It was heart-wrenching. It was just, guys, I literally was able to just read it and fall in love with the characters, fall in love with the writing. It wasn't, you know, some, it was like one of those, what do you call, like, it was just, I don't know what you would like the word you would use, but it was like just a stroll through the park. It was like, that's what the book felt like. It felt like I was strolling through the park, and I was so excited when this one came out. And guys, it absolutely met my expectations. I gave it 5 stars, and I don't regret that. I don't regret that at all. I could absolutely reread this book. Live in Finn, live in, I don't know, it's the, what I call it, the Cornish coastline. This is not like US based, but I think this is like somewhere in the UK. But yeah, so they both live and grew up in the Cornish coastline. Liv actually comes back home from studying abroad. Who is talking outside my window? Finn is there filling in for some friends with a band. Their current like band member is traveling or something, and so he is filling in. Essentially for 6 summers straight, Finn always comes to the Cornish coastline, and they spend summer together, but they have this pact, I guess, whereas they don't communicate like throughout the year. They only communicate during the 2 weeks that he's down there. They are free to do whatever they want to do, like when he's gone, and then when he comes back, they will, if one is in a relationship, then you know, that's it. But if they are both single, they can act on their feelings, they can spend time together, all of that. But one summer, well, and I guess I should say, the very first summer, her parents actually passed, and he helps her through a very traumatic time in her life. And so they have that very strong connection. So it's not just like, you know, we're just dilly-dallying around. Like, no, there's a really deep connection. He has helped her heal. He has been there for her. So there, you know, there's a real connection, true feelings. But the only reason they won't do a relationship is simply because of the distance. Like I said, she is in the UK, he is in LA, and he's also trying to get his name known as a singer songwriter. And so yeah, and she's actually a painter. I think it's like, I can't remember what kind of painting. Is it watercolor? I don't know, but she's an artist, and so she is focusing on trying to get, no, she's a sculptor. Guys, she's an artist of some sort. I cannot remember what kind of artist, but yes. And so she is trying to basically get back into it after her parents have passed. You know, she's like been going through life. But yeah, so over the 6 summers, they, you know, meet every summer. And then one summer, everything just goes up in flames. And it is crazy. And one thing that I really love about this book, I love the way the timeline is written. So you start with the present, and then you go, well, you start with the 7 summers ago, and then you go back, you flip back and forth between the current and the past. And I absolutely love that. And guys, this book, literally, I was crying tears. It was literally so beautiful, and just everything that like Liv went through, and like everything that Finn went through, and then just the ending. It was literally like it was a sad ending, but it was a perfect ending, because it was like Liv got everything she wanted. Like she was able to live such like a beautiful life, and still y'all guys gotta read it. And also, the best song to ever go with this is 7 Summers by Morgan Wallen. Guys, I was literally having that song on repeat while I was reading this, and I still literally replay that song every day and have it on repeat. It's just like the perfect song to go with this, obviously 7 Summers. So yeah, guys, this book, Paige, you've done it again. I am an ultimate fangirl. Can I get this book signed? Please, can I get my book signed by you? Because I don't know what you put in your books, but you put some crack in your books, and they are so good. Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. This is actually the first book I've read by her, but then after reading this one, I did go back and read Same Time Next Summer, and now I plan to read Nora Goes Off Script soon. But I actually got this one as an ARC, and guys, I absolutely love this. This was a 5-star. I actually had originally rated it 4 stars, but then like when I was thinking about books to recommend, and like this book came to my mind, I was like, did you really have anything bad to say about this book? Like, is there anything you would change? Would you reread it? And I changed it to a 5-star. I was like, this book deserves 5 stars. Like, as I keep pondering on it, like I absolutely fell in love with this story. And I love that, like, I love, like, both books I've read, I love how she just writes women's, like, it's romance, but it's also like women's fiction. I love how she writes like her main female characters, and just like, they're just swoony books. She writes really good swoony books. But this one, Allie is her name. Yes. Okay, yeah, Allie is a mother, or a single mother now. She's recently gone through a divorce. She has 2 kids, and she is ready to just live a summer where she can just live her life. Like I said, she's been married for years, and they are finally, like, you know, going their separate ways. And so her friends are like, girl, you need some romance, but she's also like, I got kids, I got this, you know. And she is also grieving her mother. Her mother has passed recently, and so she's just still going through all of that. But her best friend's brother Ethan comes into town, and she does not remember him as how he's presenting himself now. And in the past, his name was Scooter, but he still goes by Scooter. But he was like, he was a menace. That's what he was. He was a menace as a kid, but now he is a successful lawyer, and he is coming into town because their parents are moving, and he has to get the house ready to sell. And yeah, so over time they end up helping each other. So he helps her basically learn to enjoy summer, and she helps him pack up the house because she is a professional organizer. And so y'all, literally everything about this book was just so cute, and it was just the way Ethan like cared for her, and like even like the support from her friends and everything about it, her kids, like it was just all so beautiful. You just got to see what it was like for like a real-time mom, just like going through a divorce and trying to balance life, and also just learning to set boundaries. Like, y'all, absolutely loved it. I literally like, I'm just looking at the cover and I'm just thinking, like, y'all, this book was so beautiful. Annabelle Monaghan is definitely like another one of my like top summer authors now. Her and Paige Toon, like, can I get these books signed by y'all, please? I'm so glad I was able to get the arc of this one, because like I said, I don't know when I would have dived into her writing, but I'm so glad I finally dived into it. But I'm also kind of sad because I'm like, I only have one more book by her until she releases something else. But I can definitely see myself rereading this 100%. Also, like I said, Same Time Next Summer is also really good if you want kind of like the same thing, a summer what is it, friends to lovers, small town, you know, vacation home, that kind of vibe. That's what Same Time Next Summer gives, and this one gives, you know. I love the 2 different vibes. She absolutely embodied both of those, and I am a fan for sure. But then the last but certainly not least book I have, guys, I don't know what to say about this book, y'all. This book, 5 stars, y'all. This book, literally everything that I could want in a man, it gave. But I have Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop, and guys, oh my goodness, this book, I literally, like, I posted I posted on Instagram. I was like, oh my gosh, I sent one of my friends on Instagram like how I was just so down bad for one of the characters, and she's like, girl, get up. And then the author actually reposted it. She was like, stay down, friend. And y'all, literally made my day when I was reading this book. I was literally cheesing from ear to ear reading this book, like, and I'm still down bad for this character, y'all. Like, Janelle is well, her sister is getting married, and Rome is the best friend of the groom. And so for the wedding is actually being held in Tulum, and before everybody shows up, the bride and the groom decided to fly the wedding party out a week earlier so they can like just enjoy, and then also prepare for everybody to arrive. And so there's a little bit of, I don't know how you would say this, I wouldn't say animosity, but there is a little bit of history between Janelle and the groom. Nothing's a secret, everybody knows. It's like no hard feelings or anything like that. But Janelle is already coming into this wedding like Her sister is, you know, her sister is like, we want things done. Her sister, so Janelle is trying to make everything perfect for her sister. Like she feel like she's just been running ragged at this point. Like girl is tired. She's ready for some relaxation. But you know, it don't work out that way because her sister's like, we got wedding stuff to do. But during the time, she ends up, I guess you could say, connecting with Rome. Rome, like I said, is the best friend of the groom, and they have some time, and so they decide to, you know, engage into each other for the week. And Rome is literally just like perfect book boyfriend husband material, like real life. Like the things that he does for her throughout this week is not giving, it's not giving I only want you for the week. It's giving I want you as my wife. Like I want you next to me every day of my life. That's what this book is. That's what he is giving, and I was so here for it. Like, y'all, I'll just tell y'all one thing that he did, and it's really not a spoiler, but one thing, he rented out a yacht so she could read, and he read with her, and he read a book that she loved. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Are not gonna be disappointed if you read that book. Like, it's also super short. I also read a lot of these books, y'all, I read in like one sitting, 1 to 2 sittings. So that just shows y'all how much, like, how easy these books are to get through. But this book is 217 pages. So literally, y'all, go sit by the pool, go to the beach, go sit on your patio, sit on the couch, you know, play a good playlist and knock the book out. Like, guys, I know summertime, I don't want to be I do not want to read no thick books during summertime. I just want something easy, because over summertime I move around a lot. Like, you know, you're going out with friends, you're doing outside things, so you're not home as much, so you don't really want a thick book. Like, you know, you don't want to go into no deep diving series. Like, at least for me, I personally don't. I just, you know, want something that's gonna give me the vibes, and then I can pop to the next one. So yes, those are my 10 top summer recommendation books for you guys this summer. If you have read any of them, let me know, or if you plan to read any of them, let me know what you think. I hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.